Dr. Crystal Wigfall is a mental health professional who helps many students and teachers in Berkeley County. Now she wants to represent most of them on the Berkeley County School Board as his next school board member. I speak exclusively Dr. Wigfall for this edition of Quintin's Close-Ups. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my YouTube channel and like Quintin's Close-Ups on Facebook. Dr. Crystal Wigfall, welcome to Quintin's Close-Ups.
Thank you, Quintin, for allowing me to be here, and I've heard some wonderful things about you, and I just want to say I appreciate you having this interview with me.
You're very welcome. I'm bringing you on Quintin's Close-Ups because obviously you are a candidate for Berkeley County School Board, but you're also apparently an adaptress as well.
Yes.
And you serve a lot of people in Berkeley County. Why do you want to bring your adaptress experience to the school board?
Just not my mental health profession to the school board, but basically my experience and my education in regards to working with students, teachers, and the community. One of the reasons that I'm running for the school board District 3 is because within my profession I work with a lot of children. And within the recent months, some of the conversations in which I've been having with the children are basically because they feel that their voices are not being heard. They are feeling that decisions about their education, decisions about them, are truly being made without them having a voice. And with me having to have this conversation with them, I actually was able to relate to them. I'll share a story with you.
Okay.
When I was in middle school or in high school, my school, King Middle High School, they actually closed our school, and we actually went off to different directions. And although I received a great education with Berkeley County School District, at that time I felt as though my voice wasn't being heard. I felt that our thoughts, our opinion about the decision that was being made by adults weren't truly basically including the children. So at that time, I wanted a representative for me. So now that I'm hearing these children talk about that, I truly feel that I'm in a position now that I'm able to hear them and be a representative for them to truly hear what it is that they're saying and actually taking it to the big table, to the people in regards to their voices and the decisions that are being made.
What type of conversations are you having about District 3?
Conversations in regards to the reopening of school. A lot of the children feel that they feel a little bit uneasy because of this pandemic. They feel as though, we're going back into an environment with other children, teachers, and they're not sure whether or not they're going to get sick. They feel as though, if something should happen to them, whether or not it's another student or a teacher or even a family member that may end up with COVID, they feel that, hey, are we actually making the right decisions, the right choices in regards to in-person learning? A lot of the students feel that, it may be best for virtual learning, but they want to make sure that the support and the resources for them to do that is there. There was an issue in regards to some of the students in regards to the rural area. A lot of the kids, when the pandemic happened and the students have to do virtual learning, more of the students within the city limits were able to, grasp and able to get what they need from virtual. But there were a lot of students within the rural area that were able to actually get that because of the digital class.
If a teacher were to have 5 classes a day with 30 students each, per se, should all 150 of those students stay home and quarantine for 14 days?
For me personally, I do believe that we should do virtual learning until there is some type of vaccine. However, if we are having these students to come back into the school, yes, quarantine would definitely be the best thing. However, I don't feel that we should have these large classes. If we're able to have smaller classes and maybe break them up, have them in different sessions, in which the teachers are then able to make sure that there's disinfecting, making sure that the children are safe, they're wearing their masks, and also making sure that nurses are on staff. That was one concern in regards to parents. Do we have the officials, such as the nurses, such as the PPE, the cleaning supplies, in which to make sure that their children are going to be safe and that it's a healthy environment.
Now, how many nurses are needed in District 3?
Well, I don't truly have the answer to that, but they are trying to make sure that every elementary school, middle school, and high school has a full-time nurse. So I believe that is something that they're looking into in regards to hiring of the nurses.
Now, how many part-time nurses do you all need?
I'm not privy to that information, but I will definitely research that. But I would hope that it's not a part-time nurse at the school. I believe because if we're, like I stated, this is a health crisis, I would hope that we are looking for full-time nurses for each school.
When you think about those resources such as the PPE, what else should the schools have?
In regards to just PPE, cleaning supplies, I do believe that we are also in need of collaborative partners. Okay. I talked a little bit about the digital divide. Are we truly talking to companies or agencies such as Comcast in regards to finding devices or things or updated devices and technology to actually help those students in regards to virtual learning? Not just collaborative partners, are we talking in regards to mentorship programs? I'm very big on STEM, in which that is science, technology, engineering, and math. I'm very, because just not only a mental health professional, prior to that, I was also a vocational counselor.
How do you propose closing the achievement gap?
Closing the achievement gap. Better training, better recruitment. A lot of times when we're hiring straight out of college. But then, like I stated, those students who are interested in, a teaching career or, whatever their vocation is, they should be teaching or should be exposing them at that middle school and high school level. So when they are truly, ready for their career in regards to teaching, they are doing a phenomenal job. Also providing the support and resources to the children. A lot of times people think that children may have a big behavior issue or some type of learning behavior, a learning disability, but sometimes it's not truly always that. Sometimes we have children that are dealing with, domestic violence in the home.
Sure.
They're dealing with, mental health issues, not only with themselves, but maybe parents or within the community. A lot of times children are dealing with issues in regards to not having food or adequate things to live with. A lot of our children, and they don't see that, sometimes they just come to school and that breakfast and that lunch are the only meals that they have. So if a child is truly dealing with things at home, how do you expect that child to truly sit and have that education? So that's why I come to, in regards to having that voice for the children. Sometimes we need to sit and listen to some of the issues and barriers that the children have. And if we're able to find resources and support for that and eliminate some of those barriers, guess what? We are able to have more successful students, and the achievement rate will actually increase.
Let me ask you this, then. What was the graduation rate for Goose Creek High School in 2018-2019?
So, not necessarily Goose Creek High School, but for Berkeley County School District, I want to say it is 80%. And that is I want to say it is meeting state standards.
And what percent of students at Goose Creek High School scored a C or higher when it comes to algebra, biology, or the English Gateway course assessments for the end of course semester for 2017-2018?
Well, Quintin, I don't have the answer for that. That's something that I may need to look into. Okay. But like I stated, because my son goes to that school, the things that I've seen has been truly phenomenal in regards to the education that those children are receiving. Okay. But I will definitely look into that to see what that is And if that is an issue or concern, that is something that we could actually talk to the principal and administrator about in regards to how are we able to increase those academic grades.
How many students at Westview Elementary are meeting or exceeding the math expectations and the percentage when it comes to math or reading?
I don't know, Quintin. You're asking these questions in regards to statistics that I truly need to sit down, because these are some of the schools within District 3.
Sure.
So that is information that I need to be privy to. So hopefully during my campaign, and if I do win this district seat, those are things that I will be researching in regards to helping with increasing the achievement gap.
Now, you talked earlier about obviously mentoring and helping students with mental health issues and, helping them try to close the achievement gap. When you look at the budget for Berkeley County School District, what is it?
It's sizable budget. However, that is an issue in which some of the teachers have in regards to the budget, because money is being allocated in different places.
True.
So teachers are wanting to know, why is it that much of those dollars aren't coming back to the schools, aren't coming back to our students. There has been an issue in regards to federal dollars being given to the private school. I'm sure that you saw within the news the governor speaking on, giving most of those dollars to the private school. So there were issues about that when the public schools truly need those dollars. So that has been an issue in regards to budget. Teacher concerns in regards to getting those dollars so they can have things that they need to support their students.
Now, being that you're a mental health therapist, speaking of stress, trying to make sure this camera doesn't fall.
Okay.
But how is it like for the teachers to dealing with all of the stress, and even the students during this entire health outbreak?
It is stressful. It is frustrating. Recently, some of the teachers within Berkeley County School District actually had a boycott because they feel that their voices aren't being heard. A lot of the teachers are feeling as though, I love my children, I love what it is that I'm doing. They appreciate the field of education, but they also are concerned about their health. And who wouldn't be? Because we're seeing people that are actually contracting COVID, and many of them, they may, get over that, but a lot of them are dying of that. So imagine being a mental health professional, or imagine being a child or a teacher that has lost someone that is in their classroom, or have lost their another teacher or another peer to this virus. As a mental health professional, I can imagine how that stress and frustration in regards to mental health is going to increase.
How much do you see that mental health issue increasing by, say, 2022, I should say?
I see it increasing because it's hard for a child who truly never experienced another child, maybe, having a virus or getting sick or even dying, even a parent. It is hard for someone to truly get over and process that. And if we're not thinking about right now in regards to those children's mental health, and if they have an issue now with no one truly listening to their voices, then when this actually truly happens, they may also say, well, my voice really doesn't count, so I'm going to keep it to myself. And when things like that happen, children become angry, children begin to act out, become frustrated, and that actually is a barrier for them learning. So within District 3, there are high concerns, not only with the parents, with the teachers, but definitely with the students.
And what are those mental health issues that you're hearing about in District 3?
You have a lot of individuals with high anxiety. They're very anxious because they feel that the district isn't putting out enough information. How is our school day? And they recently rolled out what the plan is, but it needs to be more in depth. It needs to, if we're talking about virtual learning, are we doing technology classes for the parents? A lot of the parents that we have aren't truly technology savvy. So if you are having a parent that has never taught before or never have truly dealt with technology, are we truly educating the parents for that? In regards to the students, do we have a schedule? Do we have syllabus and things for them to actually go upon? Whether or not, if there are issues that we're having, are we still able to go to the schools? Have we addressed the issues, although we have children going in person, but what about the students that are doing virtual? Are they getting free or reduced lunches? And if they are not, are we actually looking at that? Are we looking at the cafeteria staff or the bus drivers to actually go within the community and to feed these children? These are questions that has not been addressed, but they should be considered.
Dr. Wigfall, let me ask you this. How transparent is the Berkeley County School District?
From what I've seen, there is a lot that's going on, and that is one of the things that I'm running for in regards to change, because we need transparency. A lot of times people only see, okay, we're at the school level, my child is doing great, okay, that's it. But then when you go behind the scenes, behind the curtain, in regards to school board meetings, in regards to other things at the school board level, then sometimes parents are not, I guess, informed about that. So in regards to being transparent, everything at that level needs to trickle down to the school level and to the parents and also to the students, because that's their issue. They're feeling their voices are not being heard and they truly don't know what's going on.
What leaders in District 3 do you actually have a relationship with that can help with this?
Well, I'm very active within the schools. I talk to some of the principals. I talk to a lot of the teachers, the guidance counselors, and because I'm a mental health professional, I speak with mental health professionals. A lot of my job actually has me going into the schools, because if I have children that have maybe learning disabilities or 504 plans, guess what? I think I need to be at that table when they have IEP meetings or 504 plans to see what it is that is going on with the schools and how is it that I can help in regards to a mental health professional to help my child.
Now, besides being obviously a mental health professional and a mom and obviously being active in the community, who else is Dr. Crystal Wigfall?
So Dr. Crystal Wigfall, I have my bachelor's degree in sociology and psychology. I have my master's degree in counseling, and I have my PhD in psychology. In addition to a mental health professional, like I stated, I also previously was a vocational counselor, in which in that capacity I also helped with student and employment and vocational training. And I have within the school system 10 plus years of experience. However, I have about 20 plus years of experience with working with children, their families, and the community. So I think that with my education and with my experience, those are some of the things that can help me in regards to assisting with change and running for a seat on the school board.
Dr. Crystal Wigfall, thank you so much for your time, and again, welcome to Quintin's Close-Ups.
Thank you, Quintin. I appreciate you having me.
You're very welcome.